What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jesus Conde, and today we're going to be continuing this painting. Specifically, we're gonna be working on the background a lot. So let's get started. Alright, guys, so some of you have seen the progress on this painting, and of course it's been a struggle. I'm pretty sure somebody will think that this is taking way too much time, but as you saw, now that we have all the ingredients that we want and all the ideas that we want going on in the painting, everything becomes way easier. And right now what I wanted to do was to polish these plants in the background, and I wasn't too sure how to do it. And the idea that I got was that maybe these guys could be a bit translucent. Maybe there's a little bit translucent because I mean plants, when you see them, I remember this documentary from Bugs Life and Pixar, and I saw like a footage that they recorded as a reference for the movie, and everything was so translucent, and I immediately went to see if that was true. Like, hey, what's going on here? Like, is that how it actually works? And yeah, when you see it through a camera, I mean, with your eyes you also can see it, but with a camera it's even more evident because of the how much light comes in, and you could see right away like how translucent everything was. And I thought, well, it will be cool if I take that concept of making things a little bit translucent, just because they are very thin. And yeah, let's see what happens with that idea. And when I did those first two, immediately felt right. I think I want to do that idea for all of them. Obviously it's more work because it's not the same thing as just painting something, but also making some kind of effect that makes it look a certain way. Another thing that I figured out was to make this very translucent edge too, like some surface scattering going on. And yeah, it's something that I'm kind of like discovering at the same time that I'm painting it. So it was really nice. It was a really nice experience to just continue with this painting, and it's about to be done, guys. I swear. We will only need some time to paint the rest of the body. I don't know how much time that's gonna take, but as you can see, the background is pretty straightforward. Like, it's very just a matter of some minutes here and there. And I could say that for the end of this video, sorry about that. For the end of this video, this background could be done. Like, this background is gonna be completely detailed. I mean for the level that I want it to be. There's no need to over detail things, especially when they are in the background. It kind of loses that look of painterly effect, you know, like it is a painting. When you detail it too much, it started to look like more like a photo, which is fine. Like, some people like that kind of look, but I'm making paintings, I'm not making like photos, right? So I do like that painterly effect. By the way, guys, please give me a thumbs up if you haven't, or subscribe if you haven't. That really helps the channel and the video to keep reaching more and more people. So here I'm trying to kind of polish things a little bit more, especially on areas that are going to be more seen. Some of the ones that are going to be more in the background, you can pretty much lose those on some kind of like a foggy background or something. But those are going to be like more important near the face, need to have more detail, at least a little more than the other ones. You don't want to have, again, you don't want to have a lot of detail in the background. That's not a good thing. At least that's my personal opinion, but I think pretty much everyone will agree. The main focus of your painting should be the main focus, and in this case, which is the character. And I still need to figure out what I'm going to do with that butterfly. I'm being honest, but I'm not too worried about it. It's fine. It's not gonna be a huge problem or anything. So making these plants, at some point it kind of got bored to do this, because I mean it's a lot of the same thing repeatedly. I could have spent some time on the body or doing other things, but I wanted to really get rid of the background, like as soon as possible, because it's taking a lot of energy in my mind, like having that pendant here there, like you haven't finished the background, you haven't finished the background. You have to finish that, and it's like, okay, let's get this done, and that's it. And sometimes it does feel a little bit like work when you're doing this kind of thing. Not that work, there's something bad with work, but when I mean that, it's like you just have to do it just because, it's not like extremely fun. And that's kind of, I think it has to be more with how much time I've taken to finish this painting than the craft itself. Like, I love painting, and it's what I do every day, basically all day. So it's not like I want to stop doing it. It's more like when I spend too much time doing just one thing, like this painting, it becomes a little bit repetitive. That's why you saw, like, yesterday, another painting being started, because I need that kind of let's switch things up a little, and do something different, because it starts to get a little bit too repetitive. But the good news is we are about to get done with this image, and that's awesome. Like, I'm really happy how it's turning out. It's turning out really great. And here I'm trying to make this other ones in the background, but they're really, really far away, so I'm trying to blend that with the clouds. And I like that idea that maybe these clouds are this low, or either we are too high, that the clouds are just passing by and covering all those plants in the background. It kind of makes it look even more fantasy than it was, and that's a good thing for me. I feel like that's great. Here I'm trying to catch a little bit of bounce light under those leaves, under those plants, and yeah, I'm trying to achieve that effect. Now, when I was here already, I did left some plants that look kind of unfinished. Not everything has the same level of detail. Like, at some point it did start to get a bit too repetitive. Just keep in mind that I'm trying to purposely avoid painting on the girl, which is calling my attention all the time to paint her, because it's really unfinished, especially the body. The hands are gonna be a nightmare, because the hands for me are really important and really difficult at the same time. I haven't been able to do really, really good hands still, with so many years of experience. Like, what am I doing? But that's the truth. I haven't been able to do like extremely good hands on a painting, and this one are made of metal. That's not accidental. Hands on metal will be easier to do than the flesh ones, and that's a decision I made just to keep my sanity. It's kind of and it also fits the topic of the image. I mean, if it was something else and I didn't, and I was just covering the hands just because, maybe that's a bad thing. Like, I'm trying to constantly cover the hands. But in this case, I did feel like it will be right to have the hands made of metal, because of the other ones, I haven't had the hands. The first image, I do have partially some of the hands in metal, like the top part, and the second image, the hands are completely flesh. I haven't had one with all the hands in metal, so that's kind of like the reasoning that I'm taking with this. It's kind of like some kind of transition, you know, different models, let's say, of the same idea, you know. And I do have another one. The new one is gonna be metal hands too, but that's even more robotic. Just the face is flesh, and the rest of the entire body is gonna be completely metal. There's no more flesh on that other image that we started yesterday. So that's gonna be interesting. I do have, as you saw in my profile picture, there's one that is completely metal, and that will be like the most metallic one of all. There's no flesh at all. I do want to do another version of that one with everything that I've learned so far with the other images that I've done, having some flesh on that head, and maybe changing a little bit of the back of the head. Right now it's a lot of spikes, but that's mine. That's not gonna be sold at all. And yeah, I'm kind of deviating from the topic that we were talking here, which is the background. But as you can see, I'm using bigger and bigger brushes every time. Like right now, I'm trying to actively trying to gain some time, and to do that, you do have to make your brush bigger. Like every time you make your brush bigger, you cover more space quicker. But be careful. You have to use it when it's necessary and when it's you're kind of like allowed to. In this case, this area is just grass, and I don't need a whole lot of detail right now for the foreground. So using a big brush completely makes sense, which makes you cover more and more time. I should say, when you use a bigger brush, you need to step back a little bit. You need to kind of zoom out, because if you don't do that, it's gonna be really difficult to paint. And this is kind of what we're achieving here. Like you basically painted the whole background in 1 hour, kind of 1 hour and 10 minutes, I think it was at the end. And I feel really proud of that actually, but it's not a big deal. It's I've done this so much times that it kind of becomes automatic. Some areas still need a little bit of work, but I'm more worried about the girl's body than the background. Now that I've done this quantity of progress, you can see the difference there with me switching on and off the background. And I do have that layer of like special effects that I'm changing colors and stuff like that. That really helps too, to make the whole image looks more cohesive. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Please join my Discord, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you very much, guys, and see you tomorrow.